At the start of the race, Carlos Sainz, who started from P3, had a slow start, while Sergio Perez had a great start from P5 and passed the Ferrari. Mercedes driver George Russell also had a good start and was just able to keep in front of Perez before turn 1. Both got so close that they touched going into turn 2. Sainz had his hands full to get up to speed in the first 3 corners and was battling it out with Lewis Hamilton in the Mercedes, who was the only one that started on the medium tyres. Hamilton could not get past and now was attacked by Kevin Magnussen in turn 4. Both made contact mid-corner and Magnussen went off. Hamilton could drive on, but his left front tyre got punctured. Magnussen and Hamilton were able to the pits for repairs and returned on the back of the grid. When Hamilton returned to the track, he told his team in lap 5 to save the engine driving on P19. 2 laps later, Sainz spun off the track in lap 7 at turn 4 and lost a lot of places. The Spanish driver was able to escape from the gravel pit and return on the track on P11. Verstappen did almost the same move in lap 9. He didn't spin, but did hit the gravel pit. The problem seemed to be a crosswind at turn 4. P4. The Dutchman now was behind his teammate Perez and Russell. Verstappen again seemed to have a problem with his DRS in lap 12. In lap 14, Russell and Verstappen did the first pit stops and switched from soft to medium tyres in 2.6 seconds. Verstappen still had the DRS problem as it didn't work. 1 lap later, Perez pitted. In lap 22, Leclerc made a 2.2 pit stop to switch to medium tyres. The Ferrari driver was able to stay ahead of Russell and Verstappen. The first time Verstappen was able to attack Bottas was in lap 24. He got alongside Russell in turn 1, but the Mercedes driver defended with a great move and got back in front of the Red Bull. Then in lap 27, Leclerc lost power in the Ferrari as his turbo seemed to have broken down and the Ferrari driver drove back to the garage to retire. Verstappen made his second pit stop in lap 29 that took the team 2.5 seconds. Red Bull gave him a set of soft tyres to undercut Russell for the lead. The Red Bull driver returned to the track on P4 just in front of Sainz. Perez, who now was driving on P2, had closed the gap towards Russell, and in lap 31 the Mexican driver overtook Russell for the lead. At that moment, Zhou Guanyu retired the Alfa Romeo with engine problem in lap 31. Verstappen was flying on the soft tyres, and in lap 36 the Dutch driver was only 2 seconds behind Russell. At that moment, home country driver Sainz was on P5, and Alonso had passed 10 cars and drove on P10. In lap 37, Russell pitted just as Verstappen was on his tail. The Mercedes driver got a new set of medium tyres and returned to the track as third. In lap 38, Perez also pitted for a brand new set of mediums and gave the lead to his teammate. Valtteri Bottas had a very strong race in with the Alfa Romeo and was driving on P4 halfway the race. At lap 44, Verstappen was leading his teammate by 16 seconds. And he was 21 seconds in front of Russell, so he could get a new set of mediums without losing his position to Russell. In lap 46, Sainz pitted for a new set of softs to try and get further up the grid and get as much points as possible for the Ferrari team. In lap 49, Verstappen overtook Perez for the lead. At the same time, Hamilton pitted for a new set of softs and dropped back to P7. Sainz now climbed up to P5 and was 14 sec behind Bottas, who was driving a great race for Alfa Romeo. Hamilton was going much better this race than before and overtook Ocon for P6. His teammate Russell pitted at that moment in lap 52 for a fresh set of softs to try and get the extra point for fastest lap. He did lose his P3 to Bottas, but could get past the Finnish driver 1 lap later. In lap 54, Perez also pitted again to get a new set of soft tyres to try and get back the fastest lap back from Hamilton. In lap 59, Bottas lost his P4 to Sainz and Hamilton, who got by and dropped him to P6. In the penultimate lap of the race, Hamilton had a heel because of some DNF problems, and Sainz was able to get back to P4.